Hello creators and friends, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chrissy Walker and I help small content creators make better content, get more subscribers, and make more money online. So if that sounds like your jam, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more tips on that. Today we're talking about if you should be a YouTuber, an influencer, content creator, a video entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. We're going to talk about if this is something that you should do or if this is something you're kind of debating on if you should pursue or not. I, for one, personally have always wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was in like maybe late elementary, early middle school. It's always been a dream of mine just to create content that I want and for people to watch it and like it and to relate to me somehow. And it was always fun for me to create videos where I could capture someone's attention through emotional appeal. So making someone feel the emotions that I felt during the recording of the video, or if there were moments I experienced in life, I wanted someone to feel the same way that I felt during that moment in time. So I love YouTube. I love just movies, films in general. I love the creativity part of it, but we're going to kind of dive into pros and cons and reasons why I love being a YouTuber and reasons why you may not want to be a YouTuber. I mean, I have accepted the cons, so it's something that you have to accept if you do want to pursue being a YouTuber, content creator, influencer, whatever it is you want to call it. But there's going to be tons of cons for you to reflect on and enjoy, or just like motivate yourself to become a YouTuber. And being a YouTuber is just, it's a privilege. It's a privilege that we never in the past didn't really get the opportunity to do, but now that we have social media, we have all of this internet easy fame, I guess, like viral videos, and it's so easy to gain virality. And YouTube is just one of those platforms that allows you to be seen globally. So I'm jumping a little ahead of the gun, but we're going to go ahead and dive into the pros first, and then we're going to dive into the cons. And so for the first pro I want to say is that you are your own boss. Whether or not you make this a business or if it's just a hobby, at the end of the day, you are your own boss. You are in the driver's seat. You are taking control of what your channel could look like, of what your presence could look like online, what your videos look like, the feelings that you create for your audience when you're creating your videos, and everything. Every single step of the process you are in charge of. And you can see this as a pro or a con, but when it comes to it being a pro, you have full control. You have full opportunity to get creative. There's no limit, and it can be extremely fun, especially if you're finally creating videos that you want to create. When you're creating something that can actually connect with other people and they enjoy it, it's a beautiful thing, and it makes it so much fun, especially when you're able to allow other people to enjoy the content with you. So being your own boss and having full control of your platform or of your channel is a huge privilege for you to have. So that is my number one pro. The second pro is unlimited creativity. It's not like where you get hired at a job and maybe you're a videographer and an editor and you have to edit something following their guides, and you have to build off of their foundation. You have to use certain jargon and certain vocabulary that suits their business needs. When you are a YouTuber, content creator, influencer, you are the business. You are the presence. You get to choose how you show up, you get to choose how your videos look, and your creativity is unlimited. You're able to do whatever you want as long as it follows YouTube guidelines and it's not inappropriate, or it doesn't break any of those rules. You are able to reach for the moon, reach for the stars, and create things based off of what you like, what you love. You don't have to follow a company's guide on only talking about, like, maybe you work for Instapot and you only have to talk about Instapot stuff. You're not limited to that. You have your channel, you are an influencer, and you get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And the great thing about how social media is right now is that people relate not just to the niche, but people relate to the person. They relate to your personality, your interests, how you talk, how you walk, how you show up online. They get to know you as like a friend, and that is what really captivates them to you. That's how you bring in new subscribers, and by having those people who like you for you, you're able to still be creative and you're still able to relate to those people. And so they're not going to go away just because you post about multiple different things and you're confused, like you're not confusing your audience. You are the channel. You are the content. I just want to point that out, is that you do not technically have to niche down. You just have to know who your audience is and create content based on what you can relate to your audience with. So if that has to do with fashion and beauty, talk about fashion and beauty, especially if you're passionate about that. Then you create a community of people who share the same interest. That's basically what social media is that you're bonding with people who share a similar interest, and you can talk about that interest endlessly, and you can make endless videos and endless content on this specific topic. So that's what I love about YouTube. Being an influencer, being a content creator, is that you can create whatever you want and you create a community around that. You can have a channel based on rock collections, maybe crystals, and there's a whole community of people who love the same thing that you can bond with, that you can build connections with, and that you can just form a small little community or a big community and talk about it for hours and hours and hours on end. So unlimited creativity is just one of those things that I appreciate so much about social media, especially YouTube, and having that privilege and the opportunity to create things the way that you want to create it. My third pro is the bonding and connection that you get from being an online creator, influencer, content creator, whatever you want to call it. I love meeting new people who share that same connection or who share that same interest with my channel. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I create content and I help new content creators get better at their content and make money online. And so because I talk about, like editing videos and how you can improve your videos or make it aesthetic, how you can make money off of being a content creator, I have formed a small community that is, I don't want to say loyal, if that's the right term, but very engaged people, very engaged subscribers, followers. It may be a very intimate community, but they're so engaged. It just makes me feel like I'm very important in this space. It makes me feel like I've created a friendship with all of these subscribers, and it just feels good to just be able to talk about something that I love endlessly without anyone judging me. And my community they're the people that make me feel comfortable with me being me. And so having that connection with your audience and being able to bond with people who share that huge similar interest with you is so important, especially being a content creator and how lonely it can be. To me, community is huge. Community is huge with online businesses in general. And so being able to just bond with people and connect with people on a similar topic or similar niche, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm so grateful for it. And so if you are worried about making friends in the content creator space, if you're worried about being isolated and not feeling welcomed by people in your family or people in your personal life, you don't have to share this part of your life with them. You can create your own life online where like maybe you're obsessed with like cats and you talk about cats on your channel, or you're obsessed with baking, you want to talk about baking. You don't have to relate to your friends and family at home on these topics. You can build another community of friends, not to substitute your friends, your current friends, but a community where you can actually go to your people and talk about this stuff. And so that's what I love about the community aspect of being a YouTuber, is that my family and friends, for the most part, do not care about content creation. They don't talk about it. They don't care about it. If I talk about it, their eyes glaze over. And so my small community of subscribers, I'm able to go to them at any time and we can talk about content creation for hours and hours and hours, and it wouldn't be a problem. So community, bonding, even connecting with people in person, like if you meet people who are your subscribers or if you meet people who are in the same industry as you, building bonds with them can be a beautiful thing. Going to events and meeting people who are in the same industry as you, it's just like a huge socializing pool of people, and I love it so much. And just connection is one of those things that bring me joy. And so if connection brings you joy, then being a content creator is going to be a very, very wonderful thing for you. My fourth pro is that you're able to make money while making content. And the better part about this is that you're making content about the things that you like and love, and you can still make money off of it. And so there's multiple ways that you can make money off of being an influencer. And so that can include affiliate marketing, brand sponsorships, that can include building an online program or a course, or creating digital products, creating merchandise, getting or creating your own products and, selling XYZ. There are so many different ways for you to be able to make money off of being a YouTuber or content creator. A huge reason why people do want to become YouTubers or influencers is because they feel like, it may look easy, but it's not. But I think the ability to be able, or the opportunity, you get the opportunity to be your own boss. You get to be as creative as you'd like, and you can still make money that way. Whereas if you were to go to, and this is not to poop on like 9-to-5 jobs or just like blue collar work or stuff like that. I am grateful for those jobs, and I love my past jobs and I appreciate it so much. But for those who really want to take control of their own schedule, who want to be their own boss, who want to do things they want without being limited by like company standards and rules, being a content creator could be a perfect fit for you. And so, I don't know, it's unlimited with what you can do as an online creator, and making money online is just one of those pros that just, it's a privilege. I'm telling you, we're living in an era, we're living in a time where it's such a privilege to be alive, to be able to make money from home just by showing up on camera, or even faceless content, and make money with content that you create. My fifth pro on why you should be a YouTuber is the global reach. And there's kind of multiple reasons under global reach why it's good to get global reach, but pretty much you never have to leave your house to be an influencer. You can stay in one room, a 10 by 10 foot room, and record content all day, every day, post it, and you can still reach tons of people around the world. And that is the coolest thing to me. I have reached people in Nigeria, I've reached people in the UK, I've reached people in all of these foreign countries that I never thought I would ever speak to before. I never thought that I would associate or be followed by people who are outside of even just my state. And so just like the community pro, it's a beautiful thing, building community and reaching people from all over the world. You can sit in your room and you can share things that you love, and people can relate to you and follow you, and they'll still know who you are. And so global reach is such a beautiful and wonderful thing, and it's just like I said on all the other pros, it's such a privilege. And with global reach, another reason why it's good is because reason number 4, you can monetize it. You can market to multiple people, and you never have to leave your room. You never have to hire a marketing team or anything like that. Social media, or being a YouTuber, influencer, whatever, gives you the opportunity to reach so many people without having to pay for it. It is free advertising, free marketing. And so if you are someone who wants to learn how to do marketing, or if you're someone who wants to make money online, then being a content creator is going to be that segue for you. Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the cons. And my number 1 con is actually also my number 1 pro, and that is you are your own boss. Now, if you are not a disciplined person, it can be very hard for you to start off as a content creator. Over time, you'll get better. You get used to it. You build a system and you follow it, and you are able to kind of just like marinate in your schedule and get things going easily as time goes by. But at the beginning, it's going to be very, 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 very hard for you. And they always say when you start a business, the hardest part is always the beginning, when you start. And so being your own boss comes with, obviously it's a beautiful, wonderful thing, and people want that. They yearn for it. They daydream about it, but they don't think about the hard part of it. And being your own boss requires you to be very patient, to be very disciplined. It requires you to hold yourself accountable. And those are 3 things that I struggled with so badly at the beginning of every single business that I have ever launched. And so when you are your own boss, you don't have a manager or supervisor to tell you what to do. You don't have a company to give you a guideline or curriculum on how you need to follow your job role, or tell you what your responsibilities are and tell you what you need to do every single day. You don't have that. You have to create it on your own. And without a manager or supervisor, you're not able to get feedback on what you could do better. So you have to do all of that yourself. You have to basically observe yourself on how you could do better every single quarter, every month, whatever that looks like for you. You have to be able to hold yourself accountable, to build up that discipline muscle, and to show up every single week, because if you don't, then you're never going to be a successful content creator, because you're just not showing up. If you're not showing up, people aren't going to know who you are, and if people don't know who you are, you're never going to grow. So being your own boss can be a downfall for being a content creator. You just have to find the right motivation, figure out what your why is, and you have to have a very strong why that will push you out of bed, that will get you to hop on your computer or turn on your camera and start recording, and just do the thing. Just do the thing. So being your own boss could be the number 1 con, and it all comes down to just being patient and persistent and disciplined. Con number 2 is that burnout is inevitable. I tried so many times, and I tried so hard to not burn out that I ended up burning out anyways, and I've burnt out multiple times. And if you have been already subscribed to me for the past few months, you may have noticed that I haven't posted in the last 2 weeks. This is going on my 3rd week, and I burnt out. I didn't post anything because I burnt out. I started a new program where I teach content creators, like I coach them. I started email marketing. I started posting on Instagram alongside YouTube with my 3 YouTube shorts a week and 1 long form week. And to me, it was too much and I thought I could handle it, but I couldn't. And so I burnt out very quickly. And as quickly as I got success was as quick as I got burnt out. And so for context, or for for an idea, just to give you an idea, it happened very fast. So being burnt out is completely fine. You have to find ways that you can take a break from your business, from content creation. Being creative requires a lot of thought energy, and energy is energy. So if you're using energy, just think of yourself as like running on a treadmill. You're going to get tired over time. And so the same thing is with your brain. If you're constantly thinking, you're constantly being creative, and you're coming up with ideas and you're brainstorming, your mind is going to get exhausted. And so I was on this hamster wheel of creativity, just trying to create content, come up with scripts, trying to figure out shorts, trying to figure out long form videos to create, trying to figure out different content to put into my course and curriculum, into my programs, and content I was going to put to my emails. It was a lot. Tons of copywriting, tons of photos and videos that I knew I had to make or create. And just the thought of all of this content I had to create overwhelmed me. And I do have a team. I have an assistant and I have a video editor, but even with the team, I still felt very burnt out. And so now as I get back into posting consistently, I'm trying to figure out a way that I can dial back and where I don't have to be as active in my business and make it a little bit more passive, and hoping that I'm able to avoid burnout anytime soon. Because if I burn out, then my business is not going to thrive. So that is something that I feel like is inevitable, especially at the beginning of your content creation journey, because you're on a roll, you're on a high, you're working. You're probably going to stack on so many video projects that you're not going to notice how burnt out you are going to get. And then one day you're just going to crash, you're going to burn out, and then you might not want to do anything for a few weeks. So just be very mindful of that, be very careful. And if you feel like any type of overwhelm or any type of just like pressure or like resentment towards your business, take a step back immediately. And if you need to take a couple days off just to kind of like focus on other things like your family or your friends or hanging out or eating and just like enjoying your hobbies, then do that so that you can take a break from your creative profession and then you can get back to it when you feel better. My third con is that it is very, very, very time consuming. Especially at the beginning when you're trying to figure things out, it's going to require a lot of your time. There's tons of brainstorming, tons of researching, tons of filming, tons of editing, tons of figuring out your SEO and trying to figure out what the title description is going to be, taking photos, creating thumbnails, and all of the things. So it's a lot as a content creator. I feel like people who aspire to be a content creator don't actually realize how much work is going to go into it. And mind you, I work many hours as a content creator. And even then, me working so many hours as a content creator, it still doesn't feel like it's enough. So it's going to be very time consuming. It's going to take tons of time out of your day. And I would say just figure out a schedule that works for you. Pick themes for each day. So like maybe Mondays could be your research day, Tuesdays could be your scripting days, Wednesdays could be your filming days, Thursdays could be like filming B-roll days, and then Fridays could be your editing days, then you post on Saturdays. So just figure out a schedule that you can stick with, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try it out for 1 to 2 weeks. If it doesn't feel good to you, then tweak it up, just switch it up. And then once you get that rhythm going and you feel good about your schedule, then you figure out what your schedule was and you can be more consistent. So there's going to be tons of hours put into your work, but it's all going to be worth it in the end, especially as you grow your channel, you make more money, and then you can hire out people to help you. The fourth con is income inconsistency. So you may not know how much you're going to make every single month, and that's okay because that's just how life works. The thing is, with a 9-to-5 job or a job with salary, you have consistent pay and you know exactly what to expect when it comes to how much money you're making. When it comes to being an influencer, you don't know. You really don't know. There's a month where you can make $0. There's a month where you can make $5,000. There's a month you'll probably make maybe $30,000, but it's going to be different every single month, and you can't really, you can kind of guess or predict how much you're going to make in a month, but it's not guaranteed consistency. It's not guaranteed like results. It's not going to be consistent every single month. So just be very mindful of that. Don't go and quit your job and be an influencer right away. I definitely would build up to that point and then quit when you are financially comfortable with that. But I highly recommend not to quit your job while you're trying to become an influencer. Now, my fifth con for being an online creator is public scrutiny. And so what that means is just you are in the eyes of the public. Anyone and everyone is going to see you. They're going to judge you. They're going to say things to you, and it can really hurt your self-esteem. For me, I have mentally prepared for this for many years. I've wanted to be a content creator for like 15 years or something like that. And in the past, I was always afraid of what people were going to tell me, especially since I was someone who lacked self-confidence. Even though I came off as a confident person, deep down inside, I was self-conscious and I was afraid that people were going to use that against me. And so over time, I built up this muscle of not really caring what people think. And I've gotten to a point where it's like, I don't care if I see certain comments. Of course, there's going to be some comments that are going to bother me. Like if people are challenging my knowledge, or if there are people who are pointing things out that I've done in my videos that weren't correct. And at the time I didn't know were incorrect, but I thought was correct at the time. Those kind of comments will bother me because that's just how life is. There's gonna be small things that bother me, but I also take it as constructive criticism. It helps sometimes to just think of some negative comments as feedback or constructive criticism, especially if it's actually something that has to do with what you're talking about and it's actually knowledgeable information. You can use it as information that can help you grow as a creator or someone who teaches whatever you're talking about, etc. But if it's just like comments where people are judging you on like how you look or how you talk or how you dress or how you edit your videos, ignore those comments. Those comments mean nothing. And typically those are like spam accounts without real photos as their default photo. So I wouldn't even worry about them. But just know that it is a con that you're going to be in the eyes of the public and you can't really control what the public do to you. You can't control what the public says about you. And so that's just one of the cons. But overall, as a content creator, it has been such a fun journey. Meeting new people has been the highlight of my journey so far. Gaining subscribers and building out a new online program where people actually signed up, which I thought was crazy to me, is a huge highlight of me being a content creator and just being able to help people in my community, women of color, and those who are like more of like tech challenge where they don't know too much about how to edit and stuff like that. It feels really good to me to be able to help those who really have a passion or really see themselves in a certain position and who feel like they can't get there without assistance, and I'm here to help them with that. So to me, it's very fulfilling. It's fun. It's just a beautiful thing. And if you are someone who's looking to be an influencer or content creator, I'm hoping these pros and cons really help you differentiate or help you make a decision on whether or not you want to pursue this or not. But if you do decide that you want to pursue content creation, YouTuber, being an influencer, whatever you want to call it, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my content creation tips. And also, I do have an online program called the Creatorpreneur Academy where I help you and I coach you through your own channel and hold you accountable throughout your journey on a weekly basis. You can check that out by clicking on the link below, and you're more than welcome to click on the video on the screen, and I will see you there. Bye.